I'm kind of bummed out. My old battery charger took a crap. So I went to try and buy another one. I just thought, they used to have them at Harbor Freight Tools, like the cheap manual charging battery chargers with 6 and 12 volts. Now they only have them with 12 volts for old cars and stuff like that. So I'm going to talk to you guys real quick about the new electronic, what are they called? It is called Smart battery charger versus the old school. This one looks like an old school, but don't be fooled. A lot of these say stuff like percentage on here. Okay, the gauge looks like an old school gauge, and see that little light right there? It is not a manual charger, and it's being sold on eBay. There's ones that look just like this with a different name brand on them being sold on eBay as manual chargers, and they are not manual. So it is electronic. Or smart charger. And a lot of people think, oh, well, smart is better than not smart. Well, actually, the thing is it takes the smart out of the person using it and puts it into the charger, which usually what happens when you do that, typically, is you lose benefits. You lose the ability to do things because the thing is thinking for you. So what is it really doing? It's protecting itself from lawsuits. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about these smart chargers and how they don't work for crap sometimes. And then, so I have to bust out the old Cornwell or Schumacher recopy Cornwell charger, big old thing, to get power supply and stuff like that for 6 volts. You can buy the 12 volt power supplies on eBay and stuff like that, but 6 volt, 12 volt power supplies. And I just wanted one to just do the charging, use my charger to check stuff. It's just a lot easier to use if I had a typical manual 6 volt, 12 volt charger. So here's the difference. Okay. The old school chargers would start out, and it would take basically whatever your battery was sucking in. So when you plugged it in, hooked it up. If your battery was really dead, it would actually put out. Let's say you had a 12 volt battery, you hooked up to it. It would put out 12 volts to the battery, and then the battery would decide how much amps to put into the battery, and because it would put in how much the battery was taking. And as the battery got fully charged, then it'd go from, say, a 6 amp charger would put out a full 6 amps, and then as it charged up more and more, when it got fully charged, it would put out maybe 1 or 2 amps or less because the battery wasn't taking it. But if you had a bad battery and you could potentially overcharge the battery, and of course, what happens when you overcharge a battery for way too long or something like that? It could catch fire or something or blow up. Batteries do that sometimes. It doesn't happen all the time, but if you think about it for a second, they're really protecting themselves from a lawsuit. So most of the battery charging companies that make battery chargers, like Schumacher and some of the other ones, stopped making the old school battery chargers. And you might say, well, that's no big deal. Who cares? Well, everybody now that houses aren't blowing up, it's so wonderful. Yeah, but what happens when you have a super, super dead battery and it's at 0 volts, and you're trying to charge it up from completely dead? And that happens when you have old cars and stuff like that a lot. Okay. So you go to hook up your battery charger, your new smart charger, and it's really stupid because it doesn't know that your battery is completely at 0 volts. So it won't charge it. So what do? Throw the battery away? Create more waste? Didn't really need to, but no. Usually what I do is I would take my old charger. I have one of these smart chargers. It's really lightweight. It goes up to 15 amps. Works fine if your battery has some volts. But when it doesn't have any, what I would do is hook up my old charger and then bring up the battery from completely dead to some kind of voltage, and then hook up my more sophisticated charger or whatever they are higher amperage, and then use that. And then sometimes we just use this one, and this one does everything because it's not a smart charger. This one's, I think that these larger ones, they still make them because they're mostly used by professionals, and professionals don't just go out and sue because they're stupid, because they're not stupid. So usually, I mean, there's some professionals that are pretty stupid, but anyway, usually more often they're not going to sue. So that's probably why they don't make the homeowner style ones anymore, or they stopped making them, or they're not making very many of them, or people aren't buying them, or whatever, for whatever reason. I don't know. But if you have a manual charger, sometimes you want to have a manual charger just to bring your battery up from 0 to something, and or to, like, for instance, I can plug this charger in the wall right now, and it looks like a manual charger, but it's not. And I can, let's do that for a second. So it's plugged in, turned on, and look, dun, dun, dun. No juice, no power here. It has to have power going in it for it to be able to charge. Not so smart. Can't use it as a power supply. There's a lot of disadvantages to this charger. It doesn't charge a completely flat, dead battery from 0. It won't do it. But when the good old Cornwell's turned on, ooh, let's watch some sparks. It has power all the time. That's not a smart charger. That's a manual charger or stupid charger for people that are smart, because they have to do the thinking, not the machine. So this not so smart charger, when you turn it on, it goes, well, I'll do the whole sequence here. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, no, that's the right one. So it just kind of turns on, and it kind of lets you know it's on with that thing. And you put it to your charging system, and it's at 0 because it's not trying to charge anything. But you push it one more time, and it goes error, function O2 error. Okay, which is basically there's no battery hooked up to it. So again, it has no volts, nothing. No volts are coming out of here just like the other one. So you can't hurt yourself because you're too stupid to know that those are hot. And because you're just born that way, you're just an idiot. That's what they figure, so that's what you get with these smart chargers. So all being said, I think I'd rather have a stupid charger myself. But these smart chargers are available for you guys who are stupid, who don't know that it has 12 volts coming out of it and it could make a spark. I love this video. There's other guys have a video on how great these new smart chargers are. And it's like, dude, do you ever use one? They don't really work the same. I mean, if your battery's like just low, they work fine. They work okay. They'll charge your battery. But just don't turn the key on or turn the ignition on or something like that, because then it'll fool the electronics in it or something. Maybe it'll stop charging in the middle of your charging, and you'll find out about halfway done, you're going, well, how come my battery's not charged? You look at the machine and it's going error, So anyway, that's the difference between smart chargers and stupid chargers, or manual chargers. That's what they're called. So if you're trying to find one, look for a manual charger, and they've gotten pricey. Anyway, so used to be able to get one for like $30. Now I'm looking at probably $50 or $60, and I can't even find the one I want. You're looking at, and that's today. Look at the date of the video, and I'll tell you. And I thought this one was going to be a a stupid charger, and it actually ends up being a smart one. So you just got to make sure you look at the gauge and make sure it says amps on it, and it says on the charger manual. If it doesn't, it's not going to be a manual charger. It's going to be a smart charger with a stupid gauge. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and learn about stupid and smart chargers.